those things that were holding us back, especially mentally, we will be moving on the rise out of that. And maybe moving into like, yeah, you know what? That optimism, like, I can do it. Especially after Scorpio season, which is like, you're going to be going through some sort of transformation. Good thing about Scorpio season is, you know, when we get to the end of Scorpio season, when you get to that first day of Sag, you will be a different person in some sort of way. And I'm so happy and excited for that for us. I'm an Atlanta-based astrologer and intuitive consultant. And here's your reading for this week, and most importantly, your action steps. On here, we actually need to take the action steps that is being instructed. Obviously take what resonates, you know, but if you take these action steps every day, you will see results. Okay? And let me know. I love to hear your stories on like you implementing this into your life and you saw this synchronicity or this connection or this, da-da-da. So I actually did something different this week, and I'm going to actually continue to do this. I wrote up the guidance because I'm going to be sending out newsletters, and I'm also on Substack now. So every week, every Monday will be the write-up of all of the guidance and the action steps that you need to take for those who like to see it in writing. Today is Tuesday as I'm recording this. So earlier in the week, you may be experiencing themes around team, groups, community, and fairness. Okay, so I'm gonna just read with what I have. Where in your life can you start incorporating group effort? Do you need to join a group? Do you need to start a group? Do you need to collaborate with the group? What is your soul yearning for? Take the first steps today towards group involvement in whatever your soul has been whispering for you to do. What is your soul whispering? Say it out loud. Okay, take an action step towards that today. You already know. For me, that looks like finally carving out the time to email all of the people I have been needing to email to be a part of my community I'm creating, which is Healthy People Healing. I'm Healthy Girl Healing, and I started this to kind of document my journey. And also I used to do, well, I still do, but I was like focused on doing women's circles or gatherings of like-minded women, but now I've realized the importance of feminine and masculine and how we're entering a time where there needs to be merged, and so much so I've now extended and have my separate just like own, I think it's just going to be like my group, my business is going to be Healthy People Healing. But the Healthy Girl Healing is just me like expressing myself, but the Healthy People Healing will be literally ran by the people, you, maybe you, if you want to be a part of it. Okay, so I'm gonna also be launching that, it's a little secret, in November next month, so don't tell anybody. I also pray to align with some interns. Shout out, I'm looking for some interns who want to be a video editor, or clippers is what a new term I just found out about, heard, where you clip like long form videos and you make multiple short videos. Social media marketers, or people who are just really good with email. I suck at email, and if you guys, I'm sure if you've done anything with me, you realize that I'm really not good with email, and I'm sorry, it's just not my strong suit. So it's nothing personal. I just I need those like Virgo, Mercurial energies that's really good at like details to like help me, because Gemini, all that Mercury ruled, yes. And even people who are like to host events. Because although I'm good, but like, so I'm sure a lot of us can relate. I am good at I do everything. I have done everything, and I'm like done with that now. Now I'm like, yes, I need the help. Please send me like help. I need the help. SOS. Yeah, but I wanted to not be like, it's just helping me, but like, for instance, if there's somebody out there, I said, Okay, let me just fit. Sorry, I'm getting off script. Let me just focus. Okay. Also, as an intern, you will have free access to all of the Healthy People healing events, which when you find out what they are, you'll realize how valuable this will be for you and your personal journey, especially if you're on your spiritual journey or you're learning how, like, or you're on a healing journey or you're into astrology. So many things. I mean, you're finding you wanting community. Like, it's a great deal. A great deal. So if you're interested, I would love to chat. So what I was saying is this will provide an opportunity for those who need to build their resumes. So no, I'm not in like the position yet to be able to like pay people, but I can offer you, especially that's why I'm looking for interns, because if you're like younger or maybe you just want to be one of these things, a video editor, social media marketer, but you don't have any experience that on your resume yet, then you can just come with me, get your experience, work for a couple months or however long you need. And then obviously if it's like long term and as the business grows and builds, because it literally hasn't really started yet, then I will definitely want to pay and do all of that. Email me, or information will be here or in the description box below. So I said, you see, I've already started acting on the guidance for today. Now it's your turn. If you are already in a team or group or even at work, for some, it looks like there may be an imbalance somewhere between either what others are putting in or what you're putting in, or maybe what others aren't putting in and what you're not putting in. It shows some unfairness in some way, something that needs to get worked out between two people or a group of people. So for those who are the ones that is the cause of, or maybe guilty of not taking accountability for something, this is your time to have a conversation and kind of own up and see how you can create harmony again with someone or something you've been needing to. Bring up anything? Just know when working with others, things have to be fair. And if they aren't, then that's where problems start to stir up. And since Mercury, the planet of communication, thoughts, and ideas, is currently in Scorpio, I think, or it's supposed to be entering Sagittarius. I'll put a disclaimer here if it's changed. We may have a problem with keeping it secretly to ourselves. So even if Mercury is not in Scorpio anymore, we are still in the Sun is in Scorpio, Mars is in Scorpio, and Mars in Scorpio is related to like anger and like frustration. And so with Scorpio, it is secretive. So it's like this stirring up anger, this deep-rooted anger or passion for something, but it's private. Maybe, perhaps, keeping it secretly, our feelings secretly to ourselves, or covering up a secret of some sort. Or we may be trying to communicate it, but the conversations seem to go nowhere because it's maybe like too like black and white. Or if it is the sign of Mercury is in Sagittarius, it could just be like very blunt. May come off not the best kind of way, even though your intentions are good, but we'll see. I'll stick to the script. So if the conversations is like too black and white, meaning like one extreme to the other extreme, we need to find the gray area, the middle ground, the in-between, the balance. So take a second, some time to yourself. This is where we're bringing in the introspection, which is very Scorpio season, to pause and be honest with yourself about the role you're currently playing in this dynamic, perhaps. Take accountability in the ways that you know to be true, and come up with a fair and unbiased solution. So how you can get to this is maybe reflecting with yourself and asking you what feels right to you. What aligns to your values? So if you have been trying to make something, you're in a group or you're in a partnership and you guys can't like establish a balance, then there's where you need to be like true to yourself as to maybe if, you know, this is the group that you're meant to be in. And this kind of makes me think of the Venus and Libra energy, because Venus wants to help us balance each other, like be in partnerships, be with people who are aligned, who are like who share our values, similar values and everything like that. So it is like, you know, although it may be sad if you don't, then at least you know, and then you can connect with the people who you do merge with. So yeah, what aligns to your values? And also know that the right choice is not always the most logical or the most emotional one. Look for the option that aligns with your long-term goals and deepest values. Ask yourself, which decision will I be proud of in 5 years? Okay? For those who are going through that. That is for the first half, or like Monday, Tuesday-ish. Maybe a little bit of Wednesday, but maybe more so Monday, Tuesday. If you've been feeling any of that, like you needing to be involved more in group, in a community, or maybe you are in it, but there's some things that need to get worked out, okay? Or even something at work or within your personal relationship. Anything that was secretly or that was in you that is now needing to like be brought up with this, like once again, the Scorpio energy of like this transformation and stirring up anything inside of us, deep-rooted feelings that kind of need to be like shared. Okay, but can only be shared when you take some time to reflect and like alone, and to like have, time to yourself to do the introspection. This could also be like midweek. So if you've been overworking, overdoing, even overthinking, and you would know this if your body just feels heavy, like it's crying out for a break. It's like when you get to that point where your mind wants to keep going, a lot of time because it feels pressure to do so from the outside, from other people, or the noise, or society. Or maybe it's internally because you feel like you're not where you want to be, or you feel like you may be missing out. Well, let's hit the off switch on all of those unrealistic expectations, aka potential shadows, and start listening to your body and make some time to do absolutely nothing. It's like one of my friends. I have a friend who says when she's been working a lot, she just needs time, and when she needs time to disconnect and away from everything and everyone, she calls it her potato days. Shout out to you if you're watching this. And if you can't take a whole day off, which is understood, dedicate one of your evenings maybe to have your potato time, which is just like laying around. When you think of a potato, it's like laying around like a big potato and don't even think about like the consequences. That's the other part. And I said, ooh, you naughty you. You're not even like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm such a Capricorn. This is today, the moon is in Capricorn. And I'm not a Capricorn, sorry. Well, in Vedic astrology, I am. Okay, stay focused. But I have a lot of things in Capricorn, Mercury, in Jupiter, and all stuff like that. So I'm very, I feel naughty. This is so lame. This is how it shows you. I feel naughty when I'm like taking time to just do nothing that's productive. I'm like, whoa. Okay, anyways, moving on. Sagittarius people energy is going to literally be laughing at me right now. Okay, warning. I also said warning, if you're an overworker or overdoer like me, this will be extremely uncomfortable at first. This whole doing nothing, being a potato. It almost feels like ripping yourself from Velcro, aka your work, aka your productivity. But once you give yourself 5-10 minutes, once you're 5-10 minutes in during the downtime, you'll realize this is exactly what your mind, body, and soul needed. Okay? So binge watch your TV or shows. I know for me, I have not watched a show that I like since I have been working this weekend and just something like that. So it's like, what is it that you just want to just, You're just taking time to just like, yeah, if you even scroll through whatever, okay? Whatever you need, just nothing productive. You're just doing, or literally doing nothing. You just want to lay there, take a nap, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna say this is for around Wednesday, Thursday time, okay? Which, by the way, I'm giving time frames, but this energy obviously could still show up at any point, but this is how the guidance came in. Okay, so like Wednesday, Thursday, okay, I said, okay, so now that you hopefully have had some downtime at this point, binge watched your favorite show maybe, and maybe, I said, whatever else people do in their downtime, because I don't know. Maybe scroll through social media. Now it's time to disconnect, unplug, aka turn the screens off. Your spirit team, God, universe, your guides, they need to have a conversation with you, okay? And you can't answer the phone. Bling, bling, bling. I'm just being so corny. I'm sorry, when I'm writing, the corniness comes out and I'm just like playing into it, okay? But yeah, I said your spirit team, God, universe, your guides needs to have a conversation with you, and you can't answer if you are distracted. So take time today, bonus points if you can do it the entire day, not including work for obvious reasons. Obviously, we have to use electronics and computers. That's how most work is. But before and after work, maybe. Or maybe start the day without scrolling on social media or watching TV, or when you get finished with work for the day and for the rest of the day, you can like disconnect electronically, or for 1 to 2 hours, you could just take some time away by yourself. I also said if you're parents or you're a married couple or whatever, you're in a relationship, maybe it would be cool for you guys to take like maybe an hour of alone time away, you know, especially if you're a parent. Maybe, you know, we give an hour, hey, husband, you have an hour with the kids, I'm gonna go and just be in my room or be outside, and I'm just gonna be disconnected from the world, and electronics included, and I'm just gonna be in my Zen state, okay? I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna journal, I'm just gonna be in quiet silence and, you know, maybe lay for a second and just like see what comes up, okay? Taking out 1 hour of alone time, no electronics, just you, and maybe a journal, a book, a creative hobby that you can do in silence, even cooking in silence, cleaning in silence, folding clothes in silence, folding laundry, or just sit or lay for 30 minutes and take the call, okay? From spirit. And see what comes up in the silence. This is how you connect with your soul, or in Scorpio terms, how you get into that introspective time. And this is how you come back to yourself to get realigned. This is self/soul care. Thursday, Friday, perhaps. This is where you are needed to ask for healing. And I'm going to insert the video where I kind of told you guys how to, for you to understand more about like asking your team, higher power, for healing. For you, either for you or for others that you know. But I said, yeah, but you or someone in your life, or even our world, may be needing some healing energy. So this is how you can help without putting a strain on your mental health, but make sure you don't forget about yourself first, okay? I also assume something may have come up during that time of solitude yesterday, perhaps. Feelings, thoughts, etc. Or anything like that. Some maybe not so pretty, maybe. Now we alchemize through asking for the guidance on how to heal through that. Okay? We all have our own special way to do this ask and see what tools are brought up to you. All right, so now we are entering Friday time. And I said, and now we meditate. If you already meditate daily, great. You are aligned. If you haven't been meditating or haven't started, or maybe you started and fell off, this is your reminder to come back to you. On this spiritual path, it seems like a dance we are constantly playing of coming back, or constantly having of coming back to ourselves. How we balance the internal with the external. Venus in Libra kind of makes you think of the balance. How we always make sure we are coming back to ourselves, as it's so easy to get distracted with the noise and even the fun of the outside world, of the human experience. And then I said fun. Wait, will Sunday be, I said, will this day be Halloween? I checked, okay, anyways, I made a note of because when I do, okay, honestly, it doesn't matter, let me focus. Well, let me just say, while I was writing this, I don't look at a calendar while I'm typing up the guidance, but I realized that when I said fun, I was like, oh, this must be is this the day of Halloween? Because I know people go out and have fun and stuff like that. And then I saw that it is Halloween around this meditating time. Because when I got the guidance that you needed to meditate after, but it was it shows that, I guess I was surprised when it said to meditate, because I'm like, well, you guys already had time to disconnect, and you had time of solitude, and then you were asking for healing and stuff like that. So I was seeing wow, it's spirit, the guidance for this week is very heavy on kind of retreating, having time alone, and really spirit wants you to really check in with with yourself, come back to yourself, and so I was starting, but then I was like, oh yeah, Halloween is this weekend. And then I said, no wonder we're needing so much downtime and solitude throughout this week, because I said, for one, to charge up for Halloween, okay. It could be for those going out, you're kind of needing to get your energy before you go out, just recharge before you go out and do Halloween stuff. But number two, and I think this is really what it is because around Halloween time, which in Latin culture, I feel is that the correct way to say that. It's also around the time of the Day of the Dead. And this is when the veil, spiritually speaking, is the most thin around this time. So our ancestors, guides, angels are really trying to communicate with us at this time, especially for those who are super intuitive. And once again, we can't hear the guidance or whatever if we are distracted, if we are overworking, if we are surrounded by noise. And then I said, wow, as I'm typing this on Monday, October 27th at 11:12 a.m., I am already excited to see and / act on this guidance and see how everything plays out. I said we must act on the guidance to see the results. This is not for funsies. This is real life action steps. Do it and you'll see for yourself. So I'm just veering off again. But that's another reminder. Saturday now. Okay, so I said, okay, today we are sweating. There's some pent up energy perhaps that needs to be released through any way your heart calls. This is a really good day for movement and doing something active, productive, whatever you need to do. Whatever way, this is a good day for intentional movement. So pick up one of those. Oh, wait, what did I say? Pick up. Pick one of these or come up with your own ways of intentional movement. Now, number one of the list, which in true Scorpio fashion, do you know what I'm going to say? Yes, to those who said sex, Yes. Love making, all of that. Yes, okay. Sex, of course, of course, of course. Consensual and safe, of course, by the way. Is this a good day for that? All right. If you didn't already get that during Halloween time, you know, for those who are out partying and doing the little Halloween party rendezvous things, okay. But I also said this is a good day to work out, dance, yoga, even running, any sports, roller skating, a workout YouTube video. And I've seen more roller skating coming out more. Like it was coming out before again, and now I see more people doing the roller skating. So maybe that's another thing. Maybe if you don't have roller skates, maybe go to the roller skating ring. Oh, or ice skating, because we are kind of getting into that like time. At least over here it's chilly. Whatever it is, get your sweat on and see how much better you feel after. I was just gonna say, even if it's like 30 to an hour, 30, 40 minutes to an hour, good. And then lastly, Sunday, we close out with it being a good day to say no. Protect your energy. A good day to protect your energy. Always is a good day to protect your energy. But this one's big. Protect your energy, saying no, claiming your boundaries in whatever ways you need to. If someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, this is your validation to say, hell to the no. Okay, maybe don't say it like that. We don't want to start any drama, okay? And I think at this point Mercury is in Sag, so maybe we definitely want to be mindful, bringing that Venus in Libra, mindful of what we say, how it comes off, okay? Because it can be pretty blunt. And then also the Scorpio, mindful. Okay, so you don't need that energy in your life, okay? But kindly say no. And you also, and this is something I need to be reminded of, no explanation is needed. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. I said also take from the Scorpios out there. Take from the Scorpios out there. No is their middle name. And I said JK, but they are experts on claiming their boundaries. I would know. My ex was a Scorpio. Personal dark humor moment. And then I said LOL. I said I'm thankful that he was placed in my life. Because spiritually speaking, you hear the kind of term of like we all like have contracts and we all chose like the parents that we're gonna have and like the experiences we were gonna navigate through, the people we're gonna have to like teach us certain things. So shout out to like that happening. Because I'm thankful that he was placed in my life to help me learn that lesson of boundaries. That's for sure. And my boundary game is way more solid now than it used to be. Okay? I did the brushing my shoulders off. Okay, I really am. I'm just going all cheese in this. But anyways. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing a transition from this week, which honestly makes so much sense. What? Okay, I got guidance that we were going to be like freed from any like mental restrictions that we may have been having, which fear, self-doubt, shadow stuff, all that, which is Mercury in Scorpio energy, but Mercury is transiting into Sag, and then also that is in harmony with the Pluto and Aquarius energy. So we are going to be feeling more like liberation, more like being freed mentally. Those things that were holding us back, especially mentally, will be less, like we will be moving on the rise out of that. And maybe move it into like, yeah, you know what? That optimism, like I can do it and I will do it and So excited. Love the energies. Love how, the guidance. It really just shows us like, hey, just, it's like a little, like, I like it to, like I say, a little puzzle piece until we put all the puzzle pieces together and we see the big picture, Sag season. And then we're optimistic. We're like, wow, I can see from a bird's eye view of like why everything happened, like how it happened in a life, especially after Scorpio season, which is like you're gonna be going through some sort of transformation. Good thing about Scorpio season is, when we get to the end of Scorpio season, when you get to that first day of Sag, you will know, you will be a different person in some sort of way. And I'm so happy and excited for that for us. All right. Question of the, ouch, my nail. Question of the day. I'm going to be doing these just as funsies things. So definitely play along with me. Okay, so question of the day is fictional characters. I want you to comment 1 or 2 fictional characters who remind you of you. I'm going to do this at the end of all my reading of my weekly guidance action steps because I think it's a fun activity for the week, and also it helps us with self-discovery and like kind of like getting to know, okay, I wrote what I was doing, but I can't remember. Okay, anyways, but just I think this is going to be fun, like, and also help our self-discovery. And like, that's what I said, getting to know the most authentic you. Okay. So, 2 fictional characters, or 1 or 2 fictional characters who remind you of you. And I will start by, I should have had thought about this beforehand. Fictional characters who remind me of me. I'm just going to say 2 that comes up. I'm going to say number 1 came up was, am I overthinking it? I'm going to say Hello Kitty. Only because I've always had a like special connection with Hello Kitty. That was like my childhood. Oh my gosh, now I'm starting to really get the feels. I need to get why don't I have something Hello Kitty around me? Oh, actually I used to. What did I do with that? Did I throw that away? Cause my, oh shoot, did I throw it away? Cause like my ex had got me some Hello Kitty stuff. And I probably threw it away. Not in a negative way. It's just, we'll talk, okay? You guys, I'm going to share my whole journey. That's a part of my Scorpio season task of finally releasing for myself, and also like for myself personally, because I feel like it's important for part of my healing journey, and diving into the shadow work and the extra stuff that I need to do for the Scorpio season, the transitional things. But also I know it's going to help so many people, but obviously I had to get over my own self because of like, it's very vulnerable. Anyways, moving. I've been talking about this for a while. It doesn't really matter. Okay, but so Hello Kitty, because she's just so sweet. I don't know, she just embodies my style of like, even though I'm not super, super girly, I think Hello Kitty was the part of me that always wanted to be like super feminine, or like lean into my feminine, like cutesy girly, but I guess maybe never like felt in like safe spaces to do so. So Hello Kitty was like the feminine part of me that I like had, and the sweet part of me that I had, and I don't know, I never dissected like why I've always had a connection with her. And she's so like stylish, and yeah, I like the bow. I just like the cutesy like girly energy, which maybe, like I said, I never really was able to. But yeah, she was just sweet and cute. And all of that, I think. I'm sure I could dissect it more, but I'll be here all day. I was gonna say her, and then I can't think of anyone else. I'm trying to think. Like, is there anybody else? Is there anything else? Yeah, I think I'm just go with her. I can't think of anybody else right now. I mean, there's like blurs, but I can't really like think of anyone. So, Hello Kitty. Because yeah, I just feel like I have a sweet side to me, but such a sweet, like cutesy. Yeah, I don't know. And I also think I feel like she has some Aquarius energy because she's just like so diverse too. And I don't know. Interesting. Okay, I guess that's Hello Kitty for me for right now. Okay, what about you? Let me know in the comments below. And also, make sure you take the action steps and let me know what comes out of this, okay? All right, I'll see you next Tuesday. I think I will do these every Tuesday. Perhaps. Maybe I can get to every Monday if I start waking up early and getting it done early enough. All right, it's time for me to go. All right.